This is my 100% Apple smart home. There's over 100 HomeKit devices in there, from LED light strips to video doorbells, also to water leak sensors, home theater setups, and a ton more. I'm going to show you some of my favorite devices, but also some of the automations that make it worth it to build a smart home. Let's check it out. I'm actually going to take you in through the garage because one of my favorite devices is the Meross Smart Garage Door Opener. It actually works with any kind of dumb garage door engine you might already have. Easy to set up, 50 bucks, and you don't need a hub. It connects directly to the Wi-Fi, so all you need is your HomePod or Apple TV to be the hub of your smart home. Now I'm going to control most of the devices with my Apple Watch only because I can raise and speak to it without having to use the word that's going to make all your HomePods go off. Open the garage. Close the garage. Now, one of my other favorite devices is the Logitech Circle View Doorbell. This is a video doorbell, works with HomeKit Secure Video. That means I don't have to pay an additional subscription to get recordings from this video doorbell. If you already pay for iCloud storage, iCloud Plus anything, or the Apple One Services bundle, you can get up to 5 or on some plans, unlimited HomeKit Secure Video doorbells, and that means you don't have to pay any additional for those recordings. One of the great things about having a HomeKit video doorbell and an Apple TV, when someone rings the doorbell, you'll actually get a preview on the Apple TV. And you can actually see who's at the door, and your HomePods will actually ring for the doorbell too. And then you can actually see all of your cameras right here from the Apple TV, and your HomePods will act as doorbells. You can turn on or off whatever HomePods you would like to act as a doorbell when it's rung. All right, now I'm going to take you in through the garage. Don't forget I took my glasses off because I have a light. It was reflecting. Whole deal. But anyway, I'll kind of do a first-person perspective and walk you through. Yes, there's a bunch of stuff in here. The garage is our storage. First of all, that Meross garage door opener is up there. You can see it's attached and working with a dumb garage door opener, pretty universal. That link will be in the video description. Other thing here in the garage, I like being able to see what's coming in and out, and so I actually have an Aqara G2H Pro Camera that's HomeKit Secure Video, so I don't have to pay any additional subscription, and it acts as an Aqara hub. Also over here, I have an Eve water guard. The Eve water guard will warn me of any water leaks that might happen, and this little rope thing is actually what will detect the leak. So if it gets wet, I get a notification. I have it down there under our water filter because as we were building the house, there actually was a leak and the water filter was dripping a little bit. The Eve water guard alerted me. We were able to tighten it up and it's all good. So love water leak sensors. I actually have a few around the house. I'll show you in a second. Last thing here in the garage, these are Meross switches, pretty inexpensive light switches. They're about $20 to $30 each. This is the garage lights and some exterior lights. So we're going to come in this way and into our utility room. Now, not much going on here, but I will say I have a dumb switch over here in a 3-way light position with a Wemo switch. So this Wemo switch is not a dimmer, it's just a regular switch, but it can be used in 3-way configurations. So regardless of how that switch is, the Wemo switch will work. One more time, let me show you the garage. Close the garage. It's one of the fastest responding smart home devices for a garage door, so I gotta be honest. No thread either, just Wi-Fi. All right, now we're coming into kind of our family room. This is where we watch movies, kids do some work, practice the piano. I have a few things going on here. First of all, on this wall, we actually have the ecobee thermostat. It's one of my favorite thermostats. This is actually one model older. Now you can get the ecobee Premium. It's got like an aluminum ring around it. It's pretty cool. Also, one of the cool things about the ecobee thermostat is you can get these additional sensors, and these will measure the temperature and humidity in whatever room you put them in. And the ecobee will try to average out the temperature that you set with all the rooms. Down here, these are all Lutron light switches controlling everything here in the room. Not only the lights and the dimmers, but also the ceiling fan speed control can all be controlled through the Lutron. And so if we wanted to turn on that fan, I could say, turn on family room ceiling fan to 100%. And there we go. Now also in the family room, I have a 3-way switch, but this is with a Lutron Pico remote. So this is a Pico remote here. There's actually no physical switch. I just tied the wires off, but this is also controlling the family room can lights. So I can control it from this switch or the switch on the other side of the room. There's some cool home theater stuff, but I wanted to take you into the studio briefly. This is where I film most of the content, videos, and podcasts. I actually did a whole studio tour video. I'll link it above and in the description. But just so you know, everything in this room is controllable with HomeKit, from my key light, fill lights, and even all this stuff. I have an Eve flare. I have this Philips Hue signed lamp, which throws color on the back wall. One of my favorites is actually the Eve motion blinds. that will close when I film. So if I say video purple, you'll see my ceiling fan light turns off, my key light turns on, my Eve blackout shades will close over this window. This way there's no light leakage in the room. Plus I have my hair light up there. That's an Elgato key light air, but it's on a smart plug, a HomeKit smart plug, so I don't have to mess with anything. I have some accent lightings like the Eve flare and the bloom shining against the back wall. And now I'm ready to film. Again, I'll put the full walkthrough in the description, but everything being HomeKit in this room just makes it so quick and easy to start recording a video. And then at the end of the day, I could say, I'm done recording. All the filming lights turn off, the Eve motion blinds raise so I can look out the window, and the ceiling fan light turns back on. So that's the studio. Now we'll come back out here and let me show you the home theater setup. So because we built this home from the ground up, I was able to do some things like in-ceiling speakers. I got 4 speakers in ceiling, in-wall speakers for the home theater, center channel, and sub. But because everything is smart in this room, I could say something like family room movie. Everything will turn off. Let me close this door so you don't see it. Now my Hue light strip behind the TV is turned on. And behind the TV, this is the Philips Hue gradient light strip specifically for the Hue Sync Box, so it syncs the content that you're watching. Plus I got a couple of Hue plays down here to shine light up at the back wall. Everything down here is powered by a Denon receiver. I have the newest generation Apple TV 4K that actually acts as the main home hub. I actually have a SwitchBot hub mini down there and a couple other things. Now here in the kids' bathroom, I also have some Lutron switches. Turn on kids' bathroom. These are actually the new Lutron switches. This is the Diva with a dimmer and the Claro, which is just a switch. But I like these because there's no iconography on them like the other Lutron switches, and they're just really clean looking. So I also find the Lutron switches just to be the most rock solid, reliable switches. I've never had an issue with any of the Lutron. It does require a hub, which I'll show you in a second, but if you just never want to mess with a smart switch again, I think Lutron is the way to go. I'm going to show you one of my kids' rooms because those are also smart, light switch and ceiling fan control. You can see here in my daughter's room, I have the older style Lutron switches. This is a dimmer for the ceiling fan light and fan control right there. And in each of my kids' rooms, they actually have HomePod. This is a HomePod mini right here, so they can control all the smart home devices from there. And because the HomePod mini and the new larger HomePod has Thread, really helps the Thread network throughout the house. Now this is one of my favorite new controllers. This is the Leviton scene controller. Not only does it control the light that it's attached to, which is this closet light, but you can actually program different scenes to run with these top buttons. So I actually have like a go to bed scene for that bottom button, which will turn off all the lights. I have a good morning scene for the top button, and you can order customized icons for these buttons so people know what it actually does. Now inside this closet, it's actually a toy closet, but also has all the network equipment. You'll see the light actually turns on as I open the door. That's because I actually have a Philips Hue Motion Sensor in this closet. So every time the door opens, this motion sensor turns on the closet light automatically, turns it off 5 minutes later. Then above there, that is the hub for all of the internet and everything that goes on in this house. And so I have a Ubiquiti Unify system. Excuse the cable management, I never got a chance to clean that up. But that's the Ubiquiti Unify Dream Machine SE, so it's power over Ethernet. I have a Mac Mini up there running some Homebridge stuff, plus an APC Battery Backup, Synology. Plus I have a Lutron hub up there and the Aqara M2 hub. And it's been really solid the entire time we've been in this house. So really love the Ubiquiti Unify system. Now we're going to go into the master bedroom here. Here in the master bedroom, I also have some Lutron switches, older style. The Claro and the Diva weren't out yet when I built the house. So this controls everything in the master bedroom. One of the cooler devices I find is the Eve light strip. I actually have it mounted behind the headboard of the bed. I use these little clamps to actually hold the light strip in place. I found it wasn't sticking well enough. Turn the headboard blue. So that's a fun little device to have there. Also provides nice ambient lighting at night. You don't have to have all the harsh ceiling light on in the evenings. I have a HomePod mini over here. I do have Sonos speakers around the house. This is the Sonos Beam, and I have a Sub Mini. I actually have a whole video talking about HomePod versus Sonos Arc, Beam, and all that stuff. I'll put a link in the video description. Now if I turn around, one of the newest devices I have is actually the SwitchBot Blind Tilt. You actually see it up there. It actually connects to the spinning rod of the blinds in your room and will spin to open it. Now it doesn't work with HomeKit just yet. You can connect it with HomeBridge, but you can use Siri Shortcuts. So I can say, open blinds, and it will literally start spinning the rod manually and open the blinds. So there you go. Siri Shortcuts can be pretty seamless, even though it's not directly in HomeKit, controlling it from like an Apple Watch or even a HomePod. still pretty quick. So you do have to hit allow for some reason on the Siri Shortcuts for the blinds, but still pretty quick. And now it'll close. Now I'm going to take you into the master bathroom, and there's a cool automation here. Again, very simple, but it makes everything being smart worth it. So I have several Wemo switches here. I also have a Wemo Dimmer for the master closet, so I'm going to turn that on. And then there's also some Leviton switches here in kind of the toilet room. Now typically when you leave a bathroom, you probably want to turn off all the lights at once rather than having to go around and turn them all off manually. So one of the automations I did, and this is something you can do in the Home app, is when an accessory is controlled, namely these, which is the vanity light dimmer, it will turn off all the lights in the bathroom. So as soon as I turn this one off, so I turn off that one switch, and now everything in the bathroom turns off, including the shower light, toilet light, everything. So it just makes it super quick so you know everything's off when you leave the bathroom. One other quick thing here in the master bathroom, pair of HomePod minis for listening to music and being able to control everything. And under the sink, you'll see down there, that's actually the Aqara water leak sensor. This thing is pretty compact size. It has metal leads on the bottom. And if water touches those metal leads, I'll get a notification that there's been a water leak. Those are pretty inexpensive, and so I put them under all the sinks just in case. One other quick thing here in the bedroom, I have started putting some HomeKit buttons everywhere. So this is an Eve button, actually uses thread. I have some Aqara buttons, and it's just nice to be able to control some scenes without having to say anything. So if I ever want to turn everything off here in the bedroom because we're going to sleep, one press is good night, and that's it. Coming back out to the family room, this is not a HomeKit device, but I have to say the Roborock, this is the S7 Max V Ultra, incredible job cleaning. It empties its own dirt, puts the dirty water in there. All you have to do is fill the clean water and empty the dirty water. Really excellent for cleaning your floors, really love it. All right, coming out to the main living room area, have a TV with the Sonos Arc and the Sub Gen 3 out there. And here you'll start seeing multi-gang light switch boxes. So here I actually have a Leviton dimmer. This is just a dumb switch, and this is also just a dumb switch, but they're in three-way switch configurations with other smart switches. So for instance, over here, I have these Meross switches. They're no dimmer, but they are three-way, so they can work in tandem with the dumb switches on that wall. And here's the pantry, and in here I have another Philips Hue Motion Sensor, so when you open the door, the light should turn on automatically. Now when I was saying about HomeKit buttons, I kind of like to hide some buttons around the house. So actually in there is an Aqara button, and this is actually just really easy to reach when I'm leaving the living room. 2 clicks to shut everything off, or like the evening scene, 1 click for like the morning. So if I hit it twice, you'll see it turns off all the lights and just leaves kind of the island lights dim. And then in the morning, I can just click it once and it turns on all the lights. I also have this Meross little table lamp, and I actually will shine that red whenever I'm recording. One other fun automation, I actually have a HomeKit smart plug here on a coffee bean grinder. This is a burr grinder. One time I forgot to turn it off and it overflowed with beans. Total mess. So now I have a home automation where when this accessory turns on, it automatically turns off 2 minutes later. In 2 minutes, this will be full but not overflowing, and I never have to worry about it overflowing again. So pretty simple automation, but makes a big difference in cleanup. So let me show you real quick outside, and that'll about wrap it up. Here's some other smart switches. We have a Meross and a Leviton controlling some of the patio lights. And if we go out here, again, not necessarily HomeKit, but I do have a couple Sonos. I have a pair of 1SLs, one here, one on the other side of the patio. Sonos Move, which I really love. And then this is a Eve motion sensor, and it also does like temperature and humidity. This way I can set up automations like when there's motion, turn on the patio lights. So that's pretty cool. All the lights out here are controlled via HomeKit, so I can turn on the fans and lights, turn on backyard. And you can see all the lights and fans start spinning. Did that just for my watch. I also have contact sensors on various doors throughout the house, but also on something like this mini fridge that's outside. Sometimes my kids will leave it open, and so now, if this gets left open for more than a minute, I'll get a notification that a door has been left open, and I can go and close it. Now out here we kind of have a shed barn situation, and I do have the Eve outdoor camera and floodlight up there. HomeKit secure video as well. Don't have to pay for any subscription for that video footage or recordings. And it's a motion light, so if there's any motion at night, you'll see that light turn on. It's a great combo of floodlight and camera. And I got a couple other cameras outside, and then that'll be it. Several places outside, I have the Logitech Circle View camera. Again, that is HomeKit secure video as well. works seamlessly with HomeKit, no additional subscriptions, all of that. Have a couple of them around the house, like along the side and the back. And we're back at the garage. Open the garage. Well, that concludes this full smart home tour. If you have any questions about any of the devices, automations, or setups, let me know in the comments. Love to help you out there. And other just suggestions about shortcuts, devices, links to everything I talked about is in the video description. Hit that like button and subscribe to the Bearded Teacher YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next video.